What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is. Your boy Trey 57 Productions. Get with it or get left behind. And big shots out there to all my legal gun toters. Second Amendment, y'all, we gotta practice it. You know what I'm saying? Most of all, we gotta stay safe and keep firearms out the hands of children. Unless you're teaching your children to shoot at a legal shooting range. Yes, that's right. Teach your children how to shoot firearms, the do's and the don'ts when it comes to firearms. So that way they won't touch that firearm. That way they won't be curious. You got to teach them. Take them to the shooting range and teach them how to shoot. So with that being said, let's jump into my special. All right. Oh yeah, it's my special. This is just for you, T Electrik and Market Thin. That's right, T Electrik and Market Thin. The rest of y'all YouTubers don't respond. I ain't thinking about y'all. Kick rocks. Straight up. I'm one of them dudes. And I still love y'all. Ain't no love lost. All right, so here we go. What do y'all think I got in this pouch? I gotta speak on this. I gotta speak on this. For YouTube, not loaded. Yet. Now it's not loaded. All right. You can get yourself a carrying case for what I'm about to show you. And this one is made by Gallon. This is a Gallon case. And I have to talk about my Terminator Steel. That's the name I gave it. My Terminator Steel Taurus Model 85 38. I love a 38, y'all. Notice how I got the black in the cylinder, but not on the cylinder itself. Just right into the grooves where the rounds don't go. Keep in mind, the rounds go where you see the stainless, okay? That's where you see, that's where the round goes, in here. Not here, I'll show you, see? Round in the stainless, not in the grooves. Not in the grooves, in the stainless. So with that being said, 5-shot, beautiful firearm. Let me show you that. That is beautiful. Tell me if y'all like that. Let's turn it around real slow. She got a model for y'all. Oh yeah. A lot of y'all call this Trey 8. Ain't that my name, Trey? But this is a Trey 8, but this is a female and she bites. Market Penn said all your pistols should have a name. He's right. Oh yeah. This is beautiful, y'all. Y'all like that? Let me give y'all a little more of that, slowly. You wanna know the name of this? This is Celine, y'all. Celine will make you lean, but you won't get back up off of that lean. You will not get back up off of that lean when Celine hits you. So to all y'all out there, this is Celine. She's beautiful. She is beautiful. I can't stop showing y'all this. She got a model for y'all. I'm sorry. Look at that. Y'all purchase your firearms legally, not illegal. As long as your record is right, purchase your gun, learn that gun, learn that firearm. Go to the range, your local range, even if you got to drive 20 minutes away, go to that range so you can practice with that thing. That way you know how to handle that thing in an emergency situation. Now with that being said, let's jump right into it. The reason why I love this thing right here. You wanna know what turned me on the revolvers? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Guess what turned me on the revolvers? Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll let y'all figure that one out. While I'm looking at this, y'all just think about that. I'm gonna give y'all 20 seconds to think about it, and I'm gonna spend 20 seconds looking at this beautiful thing. Oh yeah, I kiss my baby all the time. All my babies, I kiss them. All my guns are females. Females are vicious, they bite, they're unpredictable, and they're sweet. And this is sweet, but she could be a bitch, trust me. And bitches bark. Some bitches growl. And some bitches will scratch the shit out of you. And she will scratch the shit out of you. Now oh, look at that, y'all. That rubber grip. Rubber grip never slip. Unless you got butter hands. You got butter hands, you don't need to pick this up. So she double action, y'all. You know, if any of y'all don't know what double action is, that can be fired 2 ways. Bang, bang. Let's do that again. Hammer back, bang. Pull the trigger, bang. Okay, how do you decock this? How do you take this out of firing mode? I'll let y'all sit on that one. There's some people out there that do not know, so the people that do know, we ain't gonna judge them. We're gonna teach them. Let's educate them. Market Finn, let's educate them. Okay? How do you decock this? Thumb on the hammer. Hold firmly, strong. Squeeze on the trigger. Keep your finger on the trigger. Keep your finger on the hammer. Ease up on the hammer. Ease up on the hammer. Don't let it go. Don't let it go up fast. Real slow. Let off on the trigger. See that? It's out of firing mode. Let's put it back in firing mode. Firing mode. Oh my goodness, how do we take that out of there? I cocked my gun back. No, you didn't cock it back. You pulled the hammer back. After you pull a hammer back, how do you take it out of firing mode? Thumb on the hammer. See those grooves on the hammer? And remembering, if you got rounds in this and you want to take it out of firing mode, always put it in a safe direction. So safe direction. Ready? My feet aren't in the way, people. Finger on the hammer. Press, y'all. Really press. Finger on the trigger. Squeeze the trigger. Push down on the hammer. Ease up on the hammer. Easy, 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 easy. Ease off the trigger. Disengaged. Now, Market Finn always said, safe, unsafe. Safe, unsafe. Safe, unsafe. Safe, unsafe. A lot of y'all don't like these, y'all. I know y'all don't. Let me tell y'all something. If my grandmother was here right now, she would tell me, boy, let me hold that thing. My grandmother was a beautiful woman. When she was alive, and I know she's still doing her thing on the other side, because energy never dies, y'all. Just like they say, true love never dies. My grandmother had a revolver. I seen it when I was a youngster. I never touched it, but I seen it. She kept it in her headboard. It was a 38. Till this day, I wonder who got that 38. Y'all, when I say that, I so mean that. Somebody in my family got my grandmother's 38. They do. And I think I'll never know. Somebody got that 38. She kept it in her headboard. She kept that 38 in her headboard. Nobody ever broke at my grandmother's house. Nobody. My grandfather wasn't no joke, but my grandmother had this 38 in her headboard when my grandfather passed away in the 80s. So that 38 stayed up there. My grandmother never had to pull that 38. She never had to pull that 38. It was too many of my peoples running around and she didn't have to do nothing anyway. But she was so beautiful, nobody ever brought harm to her. But she had a 38 in her headboard, okay? Now, with that being said, I'm still wondering where that 38 is. I got to talk to my family and ask them, do they remember ever seeing, oh, we don't know that. Oh, I know somebody that does. I'm going to have to talk to that person, okay? Now, so you got that 38 that my grandmother had, and hers was, it was, what color was it? I don't remember the color, but I remember a 38 in her headboard. She had the kind of headboard, the bed that her headboard had his and hers compartment at the headboard. So you slide the wooden door down on that side, and he had something and she had something. Whatever, they kept the Bible in her. She definitely had a Bible in there. I don't knock her religion or her beliefs, but she had a Bible in there. And she had good old 38. I'm sure if the stuff would have hit the fan, she wasn't gonna pick up that book. She was gonna pick this up. You understand what I'm saying? When it goes down, she would have picked this up. It was some good times anyway in the 80s, y'all. The 80s was a beautiful time to live in. So you have the 38. And the reason why I brought up my grandmother is because I would have never knew anything about a revolver if I wasn't sitting with my grandmother, because I used to watch a lot of television with my grandmother, and we used to watch Westerns. She loved her Westerns. She loved her some Charles Bronson. In every movie that he made, he had was it a 44 Magnum, or it was something big. It might have been a Python, but he had. If any of y'all know Charles Bronson, he had some good movies back then. My grandmother had me watching him. She had me watching dudes like Spencer for Hire, ran around with one of these. Lady Blue. There's a TV show, y'all, back in the 80s called Lady Blue. Check that out. I want y'all to Google Lady Blue. I love Lady Blue, man. I don't know. Don't ask me why I love Lady Blue. And coming up, I had a thing for, I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm going to throw this in there. Susan Lucci was like one of my favorite actresses growing up. And my grandmother used to watch the stories. Like, you know, y'all like One Life to Live, General Hospital, All My Children. My grandmother used to watch that kind of stuff, and I watched it as well with her. And I used to love me some Susan Lucci, and I watched a TV. It was a movie. I watched a movie that Susan Lucci was a babysitter, and one thing led to another. The babysitter was with I don't want to get into it, but anyway, I was hooked on Susan Lucci. So my grandmother used to watch all of these TV shows, and it was like old detectives that had revolvers back in the day. She had me watching Chips, the two motorcycle cops, highway patrol cops. So they wasn't just cops, they were highway patrol. And I was obsessed over the things that they did. You know, and I was like, wow, I was into that. But my eyes was never focused on a gun, but I got a good memory. I remember they had a gun on them. A gun didn't mean nothing to me back in the day. When it come to a toy, it did, because I knew it was just a toy. I didn't know nothing about these, even though I seen law enforcement with these. It didn't, you know, you get a certain age and you pick up. You know, this is America. Same as any other country. Whatever country you in, one day you gonna get introduced to these. But doesn't mean you're gonna use them. So my grandmother used to watch Spencer for Hire, these Western movies, y'all. This is what really turned me on to these. In the Wild West, they would be like this with their gloves on, boom, boom, boom. You ain't gonna do that in real life with one of these. Might be a competition weapon that they use, a competition revolver, where it doesn't tear the skin off if you're using it, but I'm pretty sure most of them are using, and I got some rough hands. I'm a mechanic and I still keep my hands beautiful. But to hit that, see that little, see the texture on that hammer? Yeah, that'll tear your skin off if you was doing that. I'm sure there's some people out there that could do that. But after so many, you're gonna have raw skin, you're gonna break your skin open. So she had me watching things like movies with Charles Bronson, John Wayne Western movies, y'all. Clint Eastwood, A Fistful of Dollars, Outlaw Josie Wales. Not too much of the mafia movies. I didn't start getting into them until the 90s. And then they had Harlem Nights, where they had some scenes where they were shooting a revolver and they looked over. And then late 90s, they had the movie Set It Off with Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett, a few other stars in there. And they had a revolver scene where they was going to go borrow some guns because they knew some dudes and they got some guns. Said, hey, we want to get some guns. We're going to go make a move, and y'all going to benefit if y'all give us these weapons to make a move. And then they offered, Dr. Dre offered one of them a revolver, and they was like, we ain't going to go rob no stagecoaches. We need something we going to set it off with. Even though that's just a movie, you could set it off with one of these, trust me. Ain't nobody out there bulletproof, y'all. Bullets penetrate. Told you, I don't care if it's a 22, it's on. A BB gun, a penetrate, and enough BBs to take you up out of here. It's shot placement. Remember I told y'all that. So I was into these because of my grandmother. I love her dearly. Rest her soul in peace. So Grandma, I love you. You the one that got me into these. You turned me on to them Western movies when I was a young buck. And a lot of y'all might say, well, that's not a good thing. Yes, it is. Second Amendment is a good thing, and I'm going to practice my Second Amendment rights. And I'm going to be safe with my Second Amendment rights. Once again, y'all all know that this is not loaded. Y'all see that? Nothing in there. See, you can see the wood back there. Nothing in there. But you're supposed to treat all firearms as if they are loaded. That way nothing happens, you know. But this one right here, y'all, listen, this is my baby. This is you never know, I might have this on me. I might. I got a lot of firearms, but I might have this one on me. And this ain't never hurt nobody. Once again, I can set this down right here. I'm talking to y'all. Ain't nothing gonna happen unless you make it happen. So, to anybody out there that's looking to get a revolver, let me tell y'all something. This thing right here is a double action revolver. Bang, bang, double action. Now you have hammerless. Now this is a hammer. You can get hammerless. A buddy of mine got a hammerless revolver, and I always wanted to get a hammerless revolver just because if you ever have to draw it, this don't snag on something and pull a hammer back just a little bit and bang, accident. So my goal is to get me a hammerless revolver eventually. And being that this is not hammerless, it still does not derail me from having it, you know, or carrying it. So I know this weapon, so I will carry this. Do I trust it? Yes. If people say, well, I want a semi-automatic. I love semi-automatic. Y'all, I'm not prejudiced against no guns. I'm just not big on y'all, you know, dollying and dressing y'all guns up like they going on a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to do that, dress y'all guns up, by all means, I ain't knocking it. That's not something I'm going to do. They stay the way they are. All of that Gucci glam, that's not going to make that thing do nothing better. It's still the same round. Let's go. All right, somebody might say, well, the trigger might, yeah, I'll give you that. The trigger might make the gun function flawlessly. And the barrel might make it function flawlessly. That's why I got the performance barrel on my Glock. Now, but I will say this is still the same round. So whether you changed all the triggers, the springs, it still depends on the idiot holding it. If the idiot holding it can make that thing function flawlessly, then you good to go. But this right here is my Terminator steel, y'all. Look at that. You ain't gonna get one like that. You ain't gonna go to the store and buy nothing like that. This is my Terminator steel, and it's the reason why I said my. I made this. I made the Terminator steel. Yes, I did. Beautiful. I love this thing. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, it came black. I had to have one of these, and I just didn't want to go buy one. So why don't I make mine? But I'm gonna give it a better look, a different look. I'm gonna give it something that I like. I'm attracted to this. You don't have to be. Pearl grips, wooden handles. I love all them revolvers, but I needed me a rubber grip because I wanted to see how it feels in my hand. And guess what? That rubber grip, you couldn't pull this off of me if you had a donkey pulling it. Donkey gonna be mad. He gonna be kicking, shoes coming off his feet like, man, this dude's strong. And you know, donkeys haul weight. Well, this right here, this is beautiful. This rubber grip, y'all, oh my. I never believed that a rubber grip would be beautiful until I got a rubber grip. And the thing about this is, and a lot of y'all know this, you could rip this rubber grip right off and you could put some, a pearl grip, you could put a wood grain grip. Yeah, you can get that done. But I'm cool with this. Now, if something ever happened, if this fell on some fire and I had to restore this thing, of course, then I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna definitely go get me a wooden grip. Not a pearl grip, a wooden grip. I love that wood grain. I love furniture on my firearms. Even with the AK got that furniture on the end of it. That's one that I do not like wood. I don't want that wood on my AK. Not here, and I definitely don't want it up here. So I have to have that all black AK-47 replica that they sell. A lot of people say, well, we got the AK-8 variant. Give me something that shoots a 7.62 and I'm cool. You got a 7.62, I got one. Yours look different, mine look different. They're the same. Let me say that again. They are the same. It's the idiot that's holding it that makes it perform well. So if we got the same caliber, just shut up with it. Now, a lot of y'all talk about that high point. To each his own. They might like high point. You might have had a bad experience with a high point. I've seen them. I've never shot them. But if somebody said, hey, look, go get some money. Here goes some money. Go get you a high point. You can't buy nothing else. I'm going to go take that money and I'm going to go get me a high point, and a high point going to be sitting in my collection. But right now we're talking about my 38 Taurus Model 85 Terminator steel. Don't get no better than that, y'all. Let me let y'all see that when I'm gripping it. That's love, y'all. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Second Amendment rights. Practice that. Don't let nobody tell y'all these is bad. This is bad. This ain't bad. This is bad. When you put this good thing in the hands of somebody that's bad, now you got a bad combination. Now you got a bad combination, y'all. Stay blessed. T Electrik Market fan. This video was for y'all. Love y'all. Salute.